talk about Taylor Swift, Mary.
Yeah, so she is officially reaching billionaire status off of the $4 billion she's going to make off of her Eras tour. That is not including the movie that is based on the tour and not including merch. She also just released the re-recorded version of her album 1989 with some extra tracks. Harry Styles is getting dragged through the mud right now because some of them are about him, and it's not nice. Still good songs, though. Style is a really good song. Phil was just posting about it, actually.
I saw
it was
that.
like one of his favorite songs ever. And it is good,
Yes.
objectively. People thought he was joking.
Yeah.
You can't reduce someone down to one genre.
No, you can't. I used to
Especially
think that you
musicians.
could. When I was in high school, I thought that you could only listen to one genre. That lasted for about a year and a half, and then I was like, oh, wait.
What genre was that for you?
We used to call it alternative.
So like what, live?
What's live?
I mean, that's
Radiohead?
a pretty broad term.
Radiohead.
That
the
includes
Smiths,
a lot of things.
The Smiths,
Susie and the
okay.
Banshees, like
Okay.
Dead Milkmen. There were a lot. Joy Division.
Purple?
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
But I also listened to Prince, and then I also listened to Beastie Boys. So I was like, oh, that my metric doesn't work anymore.
So would you
Everyone loves
And I
consider
listened
yourself
to like Public
a
Enemy
Swiftie?
and stuff. Me?
Yeah. In any sense?
No. I'm 100% sure that I've heard her songs, but I could not name a single one.
Got it.
Yeah, no.
I mean, everyone's heard Blank Space.
They play them in the grocery store, probably.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would
But
not.
that's-
I would not recognize a Taylor Swift song.
Why else would she be a billionaire if she didn't have mass appeal?
No,
like
that seems that's great. I mean, more power to you, I guess. But no, I do not consider myself a fan.
She is the power of pumpkin spice latte in modern day American culture.
I've also never had a pumpkin spice latte.
Oh, fantastic. That is
She's not
amazing.
like other girls, okay?
The other thing
I wanted to also address this. Taylor Swift released a statement slamming speculation that she is bisexual. There's a faction of the Swifties called the Gaylers who
That's really cute.
wholeheartedly believe that Taylor Swift is a lesbian and she's just been hiding it from the world this entire time.
I think it's
So-
cute that she's going out with that football guy.
Yeah, it is a nice
I think it's
look,
really,
at least.
yeah.
They look good together.
I think it's cute.
Here's her prologue to 1989, Taylor's version. It became clear to me that for me, there was no such thing as casual dating, or even having a male friend who you platonically hang out with. If I was seen with him, it was assumed I was sleeping with him. And so I swore off hanging out with guys, dating, flirting, or anything that could be weaponized against me by a culture that claimed to believe in liberating women, but consistently treated me with the harsh moral codes of the Victorian era. Being a consummate optimist, I assumed I could fix this if I simply changed my behavior. I swore off dating and decided to focus only on myself, my music, my growth, and my female friendships. If I only hung out with my female friends, people couldn't sensationalize or sexualize that, right? I would learn later on that people could and people would.
I mean, she also makes the point that I don't know if she's saying that this is because she's a woman, but it's not because you're a woman. It's because you're like a gazillionaire and
Right.
like everybody is talking.
Other
about
women
you.
don't have their relationships picked apart by the media. That's just you, Taylor.
But here's the thing: a lot of those women would love that if it came with the money and the status
And the dating
the
Harry
fame.
Styles and
Yeah.
the dating the Jake Gyllenhaals and the John Mayers. But she's just like the meme of the Grim Reaper.
Going from door to door.
Going from door to door. She spared Taylor Lautner, but now Harry Styles is next.
Do you think she'll write about the football guy?
Oh, yeah. Of course, people already have written songs for her about their
Oh.
breakup that hasn't happened yet.
Wow. I was kind of hoping that they get married and it's perfect.
Do you think that's going to happen?
I don't know.
I feel it's unlikely at this point.
It would be
and
cool, though. I mean, it would be so nice. And then Disney could make a movie. It would be great. I mean, it would be very, I don't know, that'd be nice.
Tailor-made. That's what it'll be called.
That's perfect.
In another
you go.
world, she would make a good Cinderella.
She would, yeah, that's true. Right
think
down to like
Lily
the
James
songs.
did it well, though.
Yeah.
The reason I think she's so successful is because in a culture that's changing as quickly as ours is, everything's about diversity, everything's about inclusion, everything's about globalization. She is one of the last bits of just unapologetic Americana.
She's an artifact of a bygone era.
Yes, she is.
in her own.
She's kind of this last
She is a bit, yeah.
gasp of American culture. And all that comes with her may be more convoluted than that. But to the, like, I was going to send you this video earlier, and now I wish I had. There's this video. Do you remember, Mary, when we talked about the Johnny Depp video where Camille Vasquez, like, where he, like, fixes her phone cord? And they're like, the way he's The way he looks at her, it's like these people
He's
who are
such a
delusional.
gentleman.
People are so delusional.
They're in love.
There was this one, it's like, listen to the way Taylor Swift says mother on this song. And the comments are the most batshit crazy.
Really?
It's insane. And a person to have that level of pull in the culture right now, I think is indicative of people who maybe without even realizing it are hearkening back to a time that is just not really at the forefront of any of the way that mass marketed media is pushed nowadays.
But it's still effective though.
It is, and I think what they'll fail to realize is they'll try to repackage 1,000 other women like her that aren't her, that don't harken back to that time in American culture, and then wonder why it's not succeeding. Mm-hmm. It would also require them to be the ruthless businesswoman that I know that she probably is behind the scenes. I am sure she's absolutely
Well, she got
ruthless.
screwed that time, right? And so she's not going to get screwed again.
I mean, she got screwed as much as any artist got screwed.
Right, but she's not going to let it happen again.
No, because she can buy a lot of
She'll
these.
make an example out of them.
Right.
And she's going through a renaissance right now. I'm sure she will have a couple more to go in her career. But this one is interesting to me because she supplanted her millennial female audience with a Gen Z female audience as her music evolved.
That's pretty cool to be able to do that.
Yeah, and I think that possibly one of the reasons Gen Z Swifties are so obsessed and fixated on picking apart and analyzing her dating life is because these girls don't actually have great dating lives and they have to live vicariously through hers.
I don't think anyone has a great dating life anymore.
These days, no.
Well, that's what it is, right? Like, if she was making songs about successful relationships, she wouldn't be as...
She has love songs, but it's with this implication that it was short-lived.
Yes.
Short-lived romance love
Yeah.
songs.
But that's not what resonates with the average woman these days. I still believe wholeheartedly that what it is I believe that she's actually, I don't think she's a witch, but I think there's something that comes out of, like, in her music. And when it's combined in a woman's ears and the combination of SSRIs, pumpkin spice latte, and birth control all rise up and make them unbelievably mad.
They're in a constant state
Yes.
of neurosis, and the Taylor Swift album is all that can placate them.
And the music, it like hits some limbic trigger that she worked out with Pfizer. That's why she's dating.
Or MK Ultra.
Yeah, it's very MK Ultra, right? So the CIA, she's a CIA plant, and it's making all of these women with this special this special kind of amalgamation of stuff in them. It's the birth control, it's the antidepressants, it's the Adderall, and it's the
It's
pumpkin
weird.
spice Starbucks, and they just can't help themselves.
They say that Taylor Swift's music is for girls whose biggest trauma in life was their high school breakup. And again, I say they live vicariously through her dating life, which is much more interesting than theirs. But I just don't think that most people go through breakups that are these monumental betrayals. They're like world events almost.
It really depends on how you frame it in your own head.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I believe they think they do, because everyone these days who makes a TikTok about breaking up says that their boyfriend or girlfriend. Okay, it's mostly
Boyfriend.
girls. It's their boyfriend was a malignant narcissist who was out to get them.
Well, that's a really
Yeah.
big word right now is narcissist. Everyone's a narcissist. Every one of my friends who tells me about like some guy and it didn't work out, well, he was really a narcissist. And I'm like, are we sure that's not us?
I roll my eyes.
Right.
If they
It's a
use
bit
that term,
much.
I'm immediately like, okay.
A little
so-
skeptical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's like their boyfriend was a malignant, evil narcissist who was out to control them at every corner. Like, maybe. I mean, it could be true. I don't think there's statistically that many psychopathic
Okay,
personalities
But
in
look,
the world.
even
but
if that were true, the main takeaway you should have from that failed relationship is about the mistakes you made. Because you should analyze in yourself why you were attracted to a malignant narcissist. But that
only-
introspection is never going to happen.
people are only willing to do that now when it relates to diagnosable mental illness that they can make videos about. So
Yeah.
it's when they get to call themselves I watched this hilarious video earlier. It's like, our parents didn't think they were autistic, but they would stack 12 plates in rows on shelves and put them behind glass. I'm like, they didn't want you to break the plates. You didn't own nice stuff back then.
Gen Z looking at normal human
Yeah.
behavior. is this autism?
Yeah, no, that's what it is, right? So that's what a lot of it is like people look for it in everyone else and then get mad. And then somebody pointed out in the video. Somebody pointed out the video where they said like adults will pretend like autism wasn't a thing. They're like, it literally wasn't when they were a kid. It wasn't in the DSM.
It wasn't really a thing. Yeah.
So their lack of belief in it is completely
and trans
understandable.
was transsexual.
Yeah,
and
can't say that anymore.
Yeah, you can't say that anymore.
It's hilarious watching all of this stuff happen because it kind of makes this. It's what makes this show the most fun for me, which is watching the way that corporatized products that are essentially human corporatized products affect and move the culture from place to place, because they're all, in a lot of ways, they're a reflection of the society that you're living in. So you'll see trends come and go based on what's popular in society because it resonates. She resonates because I think that the women are not okay.
That's a good takeaway from looking at her success. Absolutely.
So I would like to see I guess the best test would be she gets married, lives happily ever after, writes nothing but love songs, and we see if the success holds.
Yeah, the last thing I want is for Taylor Swift to get married and then get divorced.
Oh, that would be terrible.
It would be worse than if she never marries at all.
Yeah,
because
it would be worse.
Look at who she's leading. Like, she is a thought leader for women, essentially, at this point.
The best would be like the promo for the music would be just epic. It would be like this.
Dude, her divorce breakup songs would be another
album.
level.
Yeah. Like, I like the idea that she names it, like the name of the album is like Hughes and Hughes. It's like her two lawyers, like whoever her divorce lawyers are, that's the name of the album.
Yeah. It seems like one of her main issues that she takes with Harry Styles is that he insisted on keeping their relationship more private. Like, he picked me up with his headlights off. Things like that. Hiding from the paparazzi. Things that normal people don't deal with, by the way. But
that seems great, though.
That
seems better.
Given that you're in the public eye, why would you want to go out of your way to broadcast any of it?
Like, try and get your relationship sorted, see what you have together before you push it everywhere. Maybe she's loving this whole thing with the football guy, with Travis, because it's like super public.
He's leaning
on
into
ESPN.
it.
Well, but he was a fan before he went out with her. And I think that's kind of weird, like going out with someone who was a fan
who has a preconceived notion
of who you are. Yeah. Like, that's kind of, I think that's wacky. And I think it would be disconcerting because you would be constantly trying to figure out if you want to live up to their expectations, dash them. You wouldn't know if you could just be yourself.
How does she do that then?
Is there a Taylor Swift underneath it all?
How does she do that in an age where everyone knows who you are?
Well, you could know who you are without like.
So is he supposed to lie? He's like, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's like, what? You make music?
No, he like
never heard of it.
But he did like a big approach based on he like bought tickets to her show. It was like a whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The alpha male in him won out, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's all the effort that he put into to do it. I don't know.
Maybe.
Well,
I do hope it works out between them, but given her track record, likely not. I just don't understand how you could be excited about anyone you're dating after 37 breakups.
Maybe her downfall will be like people end up not liking the songs that she makes, and she's like, there's like all this pressure. They get divorced, and now there's all this pressure to make these amazing songs.
Well, it'll whittle down her fan base to only the absolute cult loyalists at that point.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.